I'm glad to see you well. Though we could roughly place your souls deep as you went, we could neither see nor hear you. The fluctuations in your ether near the end gave me quite a fright. What in the world happened? You mean to say Heidelin is... No. There's no time to feel feelings. We must carry out Heidelin's will without delay. We'll find Michion, if it's the last thing we do. If you wouldn't mind handing over the crystal, that is. The fancy navigatory one. To the edge of the universe, where congregates the despair of countless stars, you are determined to see this through. We are. Should words fail us, we will fight to the bitter end. I know that it pains you to accept this, that I need ask nothing more of you. Yet we have only two means to travel the great expanse, the moon and Charleon's ark. I am all too aware that without both of them there will be no exodus, but I nevertheless beg you to honor the agreement we made. The Forum's decision will be honored. You have earned the right to use the ship as you see fit, and I could not rescind it even if I wanted to. As it happens, I do not, and would do all within my power to aid your cause. With that settled, might I suggest you rest a while? Proving oneself to Heidelin is never easy, and despite our unparalleled genius, we need a day to make the necessary calculations. You may as well take advantage of it. You can chart a course through the Sea of Stars in a single day? Ye gods. Shall we head above ground for some fresh air then, and perhaps a nap? So many twists. To the Baldician Annex. I do have to repair my weapons because I did die. My team got wiped once, if you remember. Still bugged out about Heidelin. Aha, I've been expecting you. I heard about your foray into the ethereal sea. The students have ventured far and wide, but never quite so deep as that. Are you experiencing any after effects from your prolonged exposure? Nausea? Dizziness? Hauntings? Well, have a pleasant sleep, and if you do experience any unusual phenomena, please let me know. I shall add it to our records.
There you are. Some time, indeed, yes. For you, at least. Believe me, I'd meant to get some proper sleep. But here we are, drifting along instead. Well, well, you too. And so we remain, to watch and wonder. Yes, indeed. To begin, we first must see the end.
Now there is one question that I gotta ask. You know, I do ask myself, once this quest is finished, is there a point playing the following campaign? It's a question to ask. After that mind-blowing episode, I'm not even sure how we can top that. That said, I said that a few times before, and the game still managed to pluck my heartstrings. Now, this quest I've been waiting for. This is a quest that I've looked up beforehand, because now I can get my relic armor, which is basically the max armor I can get from questing alone. After this, any more armor that I can get is basically optional raiding, optional high-level dungeons, so I don't actually need to do them technically. That said, in Shadowbringers, the previous expansion, I did have a lot of fun doing them. So maybe, just maybe, they might do good. That said, now that I've said that, this guy is wearing the raid armor, I believe. So, you know what? I think I might, I might raid a little bit. Anyway, okay, so let's speak with Krile. Krile has urgent news. Umbra, I trust you've had a good rest. An envoy of Master Fortunals arrived not long ago with a message. The Leporites have determined Metion's location. We've been asked to gather at the Rostra. I'll meet you there along with the others. Let's make our way to the Rostra. And there will be a change that I will be making. There will be changes. Where is the Rostra? I think I messed up. Oh, it's the Rostra's up here somewhere. I'm going wait, is that snow? Shiver me timbers, it is cold. Everyone appears to be present and accounted for. Good. As you know, the Leporites have deduced the whereabouts of Metaion by means of a crystal bequeathed to us by Hydaelyn herself. Your quarry's location is a place far beyond the moon, in the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, at the edge of creation. A veritable Ultima Thule. Indeed. How then are we to reach it? An excellent question. Luckily for you, I have an equally excellent answer. In theory, with its advanced propulsion systems, the moon is capable of delivering you to Ultima Thule, but the myriad other facilities housed within would greatly impede travel through the Sea of Stars. Even the Mother Crystal may not possess ether enough to bear so massive a vessel to our destination and back. However, if we integrate our Hyper Hopper into your ether burner, we should be able to fire things up and jump over our way to the end of the universe in no time. Father, does this mean... Bear in mind, this decision was not made solely at my discretion, but with the consent of the Forum. Hearing the Leporites' proposal, the Forum was faced with a grave decision. To commit the Ark to this endeavor would mean abandoning both our plans to evacuate to the moon and to resettle on another star. Needless to say, the proposition invited fierce debate. In the end, however, the Forum was swayed by the simple fact that Hydaelyn believed you possessed of the strength needed to overcome this crisis. The Great Exodus was, after all, a plan of Hydaelyn's own making. Therefore, if in the 11th hour she would prefer another means by which we may seek salvation, we would be fools to dismiss it out of hand. Indeed, she sacrificed everything, her very existence, to avert the destruction of this star. That is why we have chosen to place our faith in Hydaelyn. In you, the Ark will be made ready for your voyage to Ultima Thule. What of all the people that have labored so tirelessly to prepare for the evacuation? They must be furious. I would not be so sure. They have not forgotten your deeds on Magna Glacies, nor did your instrumental role in orchestrating the delivery of adamantite go unnoticed. No, the people do not protest. Quite the contrary, they have expressed unwavering support for you and your mission. Are the Leporites too willing to abandon the Exodus? Were you not listening when we said we were born of Hydaelyn's love for Aetheris and his people? If it means your survival, we would do anything to help. And you'll most certainly have need of our expertise where you're going. There's no guarantee Ultima Thule is a place that supports life, and otherwise a vexing problem our know-how can remedy. Besides, Hydaelyn chose us to lead the way to Metaion. Why else would she give you a crystal only we can decipher? But more importantly, we were perfectly content to evacuate Aetheris until you brought us here, Orianger, and now we're enamored with the place, so what choice do we have but to save it? What a guy! Of course, none of this would be possible without you and the Scions, so I must ask, are you certain you wish to do this? We'll avert the final days, whatever it takes. Very well, we shall inform the Forum of your decision and begin preparations to bolster the Ark with the Hyper Hopper. The Leporites will coordinate with the Isambard contingent to have the necessary components transported via the Tower of Babel. Of course, it will take some time until the work is complete. For now, pray take your ease. To what would seem, there is naught to do but rest and prepare, shall we? How do I get out of here? Well, it's quite the sacrifice. Let's see if the game plan works out. Let's go speak with Alpha Nod, sorry. Ere we depart, we must leave nothing undone. Quite, though it is difficult to conceive of how we can best prepare to brave a domain where Dynamis governs all. Nevertheless, Hydaelyn deemed us worthy of the trials that await. For lack of any other feasible options at this late stage, let us trust in her judgment and face Meat Ion as we are. Which leaves the not-so-small task of coordinating our efforts here to you and Tataru. If all goes to plan, we'll be back before you know it. I certainly hope so. We will be praying for your safe return. Mayhap it will affect the Dynamis for better. With that settled, we should get some rest and make the most of the time we've been afforded. The meeting's over, is it? You were in there for so long I started to worry. What did this have to say? We are going to the end of the stars. The edge of creation, I see. Rest assured, everything will remain in order until you return, and you will return. Actually, Umbra, could I borrow you for a moment? Looks like your plans for the interim are decided. When the two of you have finished, meet us back at the Baldician Annex, alright? Come with me to Agora. I have something to show you. Oh boy, looking forward to this one. Also, I've just realized something. I was thinking about this a moment ago, just now, and I thought to myself, I was thinking of how a lot of the male voices in this game do a better job of portraying the characters. Like, I can't remember what's the difference between Krile's voice and Y'shtola's voice in my head. I think maybe Y'shtola's is slightly more commanding, I'm not quite sure. But one of the things I was thinking was accents. And what would it be like if Sancred had a Cockney accent? Like proper London type. That would be quite funny. Welcome, Umbra, to Taru's boutique. I've always done my best to provide the Scions with fashionable attire, but in your case specifically, I make an extra effort to strive for the most functional yet stylish clothing one could ask for. Not that I'm playing favorites, but you are the warrior of light. Faced with this unprecedented crisis, I knew you would need an ensemble like anything I've created before, and that I wouldn't be able to do it alone. And so, after enlisting the aid of the world's finest artisans, I finally completed my career-defining masterpiece. But then, inspiration struck and I saw a golden opportunity just begging to be seized. With the help of some Thavnarian refugees, I decided to set up shop here in Charlayan. Of course, I would never charge you for any of our works. Perish the thought. Warsarud. How are things coming along? Everything is in order, Mr. Sataru. We'll be ready to open shortly. Which is why I brought you here, to be our very first patron. Would you mind waiting here a moment longer? The following event cannot be skipped. Okay, let's go. I did not expect you to find you here. I did not expect to find you here. Sorry, it's Varsha. I thought the guy who was there got attacked, so that's why I was making a dramatic voiceover. Anyway, imagine Nidhana would also wish to offer her regards. Alas, after delivering our dragon scales to the engineers, she remained to assist with their work on the ether burner. This simulacrum, too, will stay in Charlayan while I oversee matters at Ratsahan. It is a rather convenient means to keep abreast of developments pertaining to the final days or anything else. It also allows me, after a fashion, to watch over my people in this distant land. Warshan! I was hoping you stopped by. I can't thank you enough for allowing your artisans to work with me here at the boutique. Please, it is I who should be thanking you. The establishment has restored a sense of normalcy to their lives. You have blessed them with newfound purpose and a means by which to support themselves in these troubled times. What's more, when they at last return home at Ratsahan, the experience and knowledge they have gained in your employ will no doubt prove a boon to the artistry and commerce of our land. In fact, I came here to see how our new employees are settling in, and to express my gratitude for granting them this opportunity. It's an opportunity for me as well, believe you me. Your artisans have taught me so much about Thavnarian craftsmanship. Their resourcefulness and ingenuity are nothing short of inspiring. I can't wait to see what kind of wonders we come up with. I pray you every success in your endeavors, Mistress Sataru. Before coming here, I heard word of the forum's decision of what will soon be attempted. It was only then that I finally understood why my father called this star the last bastion of hope. Indeed, it was the last bastion, for the flame of every other star he encountered had likely been extinguished. In the boundless dark, the light of brimming life must have been blinding in its splendor. You journeyed onto the heavens to protect that light. May the scales of my kin serve you well. I have faith you will prevail and restore peace and tranquility to this star. Would that Iwan were alive to see this. I will not see his sacrifice squandered, nor shall I rest until Ratsat-Han is returned to his former glory. Forgive me, but I must take my leave. Fare you well, and remember, the people of my star have not yet given hope, and neither must you. Ugh! Where must I go to get a meal with some flavor in this wasteland of taste? Shadow, old boy, whatever are you doing here? A new boutique, you say? I had been meaning to expand my wardrobe. Yes, something with a little more flair, perhaps, befitting a man of my station. Tough, I have come nowhere to flaunt said raiments, though I have nowhere to flaunt said raiments so long as my confinement continues indefinitely. I, the young Lord Four Temps, insist that, so long as there is work to be done, no matter how trivial, I must abide here in Charlean. Thus do I toil, though every fiber of my being rails against it. Why, I've even suffered the company of that brute Sickard to see supplies transported in a timely fashion. Yet he was the one granted leave this morning to participate in some supposed covert operation. So I suffer instead for his otherwise welcome absence, now burdened with the extra busy work. And without Honoroyd here, there is no one to prepare my meals. I came here in the hopes of finding a nice cafe, perhaps. Alas, the Charlean delicacies I've sampled were lacking in every respect. If a hearty meal is what you're after, I'd suggest The Last Stand. The cafe over on the pier? Their cuisine didn't appear all that appetizing, but if you vouch for their cooking, then perhaps I'll give it a try. Thank you for the suggestions, and ta-ta for now, old boy. Well, well, is that Umbra and Tataru I spy? Hancock, let's go! Agent Hancock. Hancock, what are you still doing here? You said you were returning immediately after dropping off your cargo. Yes, and that was my original plan. After all, any expertise required aside from the delivery of goods is well beyond my purview. But what matter of entrepreneur would squander an opportunity to study the markets of the northern seas? Worry not, I'll return straight away to Kugane once I have finished. Of course you would find a way to turn this crisis to your advantage. She wounds me, the industrious woman running a new boutique. I am not blind to the travails of those who fight on the front lines to deliver us from ruin. Indeed, I have every confidence they will succeed, and I would make myself and my business ready for their return. If you believe in them so devoutly, then why not put your money where your mouth is? Fair enough, Tataru, fair enough. There is naught more I can do to help ready the Ark and her heroes for their maiden voyage, but on your return, I shall host a grand celebration in your honor at the Bokairo Inn. Accommodations are quite costly, given the reputation of said establishment, but the East Aldenar Trading Company would be honored to foot the bill. Will there be lemon cakes? Oh, a man of tart tastes, I see. Yes, there will be lemon cakes and much, much more, the finest delicacies the world and Lord Lorito have to offer. But let us speak more of this upon your return, lest I draw even more of Tataru's ire. Until we meet again. Respect, Hancock. I think the game should have had me bowing down as well. Seems a bit disrespectful. That guy's been on his knee for a while. It's almost like some kind of This Is Your Life episode. Ah, Umbra, decided to spend your time at the markets, did you? Well, 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 look who it is. Tataru! Biggs, Wedge, I take it work on the Ark proceeds apace? Ah, it does indeed. Collaborating with the greatest minds of Charlene and Rasatan have been a rewarding experience, and that's to say nothing of what we've learned from the Leporites. The Ark is likely anything we've ever had the pleasure to work on. Even Nero was rendered speechless on more than one occasion. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for you to see it. It's still hard to believe we have the means to send you off into the great expanse, though, to the farthest known reaches of, well, everything. I never thought I'd live to see such marvels, yet here I am. More often than not, you and the Scions are the catalyst that sparks the need for these great innovations. To think how much I'd have missed out on had I not been a member of the Ironworks. An awful lot of work, to be fair, and the privilege of being worked like a cart chocobo. Ha! There is that too. As busy as we've been, I wish there was more we could do for you, Shadow. But no matter what happens, we have to keep believing for a brighter future. and one filled with even more adventure. Yeah! When you head back, would you tell the engineers I'll be along shortly with refreshments? That's very kind of you, Tataru. They'll be glad to hear it. And on that note, Wedge and I should be going. Sell a few more supplies to gather before we return. Wait, does Wedge have a crush on Tataru? Terribly sorry for the wait. Right this way, if you please. Right, I don't believe the two of you have been formally introduced. This is Warsaruth from Palakastan. Palakastan, haven't heard that one for a while. Haven't we met before? Ah yes, it was you who helped us at Parusa, and again when crossing the ice fields, was it not? I doubt we exchanged little more than glances then, but it is kind of you to remember me. Thanks to Mistress Tataru, I and many of my friends have found gainful employment in this foreign land. It is only natural to feel fear in the face of calamity. In such times we must look to one another for strength and succor. I know not whether we will come to call this place home or return to Thavnair, but we are here today and are glad to have contributed to the cause. And contribute they did by helping you make new garments as durable as possible. We put our hearts and souls into them, and I have every confidence they'll keep you safe in the battle to come. Gods, to think how far we've come since our humble beginnings at the Waking Sands. From the rising stones to the falling snows, and even a certain insufferable someone's Ruby Bazaar, we were always fortunate to find friends along the way. Ah, crap, I just had such a nostalgia slip. Oh my god. I'm actually feeling sad. Like, legit. I'm legit feeling sad right now. I've been with this game for years. There were some good times when I started this game, so it's... Whew. Even when you were swept away to the first, Grahatia was there to grant you sanctuary. I'll never forget the relief I felt when you all returned to us. I thought my heart would burst. Yours has been a long, long journey, and I have been privileged to watch, often with bated breath, as you preserve time and again. For all the joy we've shared, there's been much more sorrow as well. But I've long since learned you can't have one without the other. Which is why I promised to send you off to the seas of stars with a smile. And you can be certain I'll be the first one to welcome you back on your return. Okay. In addition to your new ensemble, we have raiments and weaponry for every need, so please feel free to browse our stock. And just like that, we have our job-specific gear. Furthermore, the gear can be died upon. Ooh. So I need to do role quest to unlock the ability to die. Not die as death, but die. D-Y-E. So I'm a tank. Well, check it out. No, that's not... I'm looking at the wrong sword. Light bring... No. Chaos Bringer. What a beautiful weapon. Check it out. We could get it. I don't know if I've got space. How much space do I have? Krile? Yeah. Not a lot. Let's try it out. What else? Boots? Yeah, boots. I remember there used to be belts in this game, but they took them off. Alright, let's try it out. Go there. Oh, I forgot the helmet. Bourgeonnet. Need a bright place to showcase this. Nice classic Dark Knight look in this game. Wonderful. Can I still dye it? Oh, I can. Oh, why did it say I can unlock a dyeable version with the class quests? That's some kind of nice. To be fair, I do like the default colors. What's the blackest black you can have in this game? I think it was not metallic, dark blue. Jet black, that's the one. Jet black don't look that good. It looks better the way it is. But of course, let's try out a helmet. Whoa! This takes me back to Heavensward, the first expansion of this game. Now, this guy means business. What about the visor? Is there a visor function? There you go. But there will be some changes when you see me next time. Because for the next mission, I'm going to be switching my class. Yes, you heard that right. I am the Warrior of Light, and I think we're getting close to the last mission. So I'm going to end this game the way I started it. And that is, I'm going to switch to the Warrior class. That will be quite something. Alright, let's have some fun with gearing now. And I'll see you later.